Hey everyone, it's Debbie. I am hopping on here today because I got a request from one of my followers to talk about Social Security. And although I've talked about that in the past, when I was looking at my videos, it seems like I haven't done a Social Security video in quite some time. So I thought I would hop on and do an update, or if you haven't seen a Social Security video yet, give you an opportunity to see one. Here, before I get started talking about the topic, I do want to explain what I'm discussing. And if you've come to one of my classes, you've heard this, right? It's the same spiel that I give every time. The Social Security Administration, as a government agency, has 4 separate benefits that it's responsible for. They have a survivor program, they have a disability program, they take care of Medicare, and they have a retirement program. So all I want to talk about right now is the retirement program. I've talked about Medicare before. We can talk about that again. In fact, I do have a request from somebody else that I talk about making a decision between your federal employees' health benefits and your TRICARE through the military and Medicare. So definitely I'll do that, but I'm not going to do that right now. As we talk about the Social Security retirement program, you earn credits towards Social Security by working and paying into Social Security. So if you work for somebody else, more than likely, you're paying in and your employer is paying in. Now, that's not always the case. We have some federal employees, as an example, that are under the old retirement system, CSRS. They don't pay into Social Security, and the employer doesn't pay in for them either. We have some state workers in that same situation. We have some teachers in that same situation. But for the most part, if I'm working, I pay in and so does my employer. If I work for myself, then I pay in and I pay the employer's portion as well. So if we are paying into Social Security, the tax that we pay is called OASDI, which stands for the Old Age Survivor and Disability Insurance, technical name for Social Security. The amount of that tax, if you're working for somebody else, is 6.2% of each of your paychecks. Now that comes out automatically. Again, not everybody pays, but most of us do. It comes out automatically from your paycheck. You are taxed on a limited amount of money each year, and that limit does change. So if you look at my slides here in the corner, for 2022, you pay that OASDI tax up to a total earnings of $147,000. If you make $147,000, then once you hit that limit, that 6.2% Social Security tax goes away for the rest of this calendar year, and you would just start paying that again come January 1st. Now, if you are working in a job where you are paying into Social Security, you're accruing credits. A lot of people refer to them as quarters, which you can do. Those terms are pretty interchangeable. I like credits. I think it's less confusing. As you're paying the tax in, when you make a certain amount of money, you also earn 1 credit. Or again, you can call it a quarter if you like. The amount of money that you have to earn each year to get a credit changes as well. So in the slides, you can see for 2022, when you make $1,510 in pay while paying this tax, you also just earned 1 Social Security credit. You can only earn 4 credits in a year, no matter how much money you make. This is a reason why everybody thinks it's a calendar quarter, but it's not. It's an amount of money. The $1,510 gets you 1 this year. You can only earn 4 in a year, and you need 2 things before you're eligible to draw out of Social Security. You need to be a certain age, and you have to have a certain amount of credits. The age is a minimum of 62. The credits is a minimum of 40. So you got to be at least 62, and you've got to have 40 credits before you are eligible to sign up for your Social Security retirement. Again, their disability program is different, their survivor program is different, but I'm not talking about those today. The retirement requires that you be at least 62 and you have these 40 credits. Now, once you're eligible, How does Social Security figure out what to pay you? They are going to utilize something that's called your average indexed monthly earnings, or your AIM. So I like to teach people not only about the concepts, but about the words too, so that if you're talking to specialists about this, if you've got a question about it, you know the correct words to use. So your AIM is the name of your highest 35 years of reported earnings to Social Security. And we're going to use that plugged into 3 lines of formula to determine how much to pay you for your Social Security retirement. So this AIM, average index monthly earnings, the highest 35, is calculated by looking at your Social Security record. So you remember when we used to get that Social Security statement in the mail every year, and on the 3rd page it would say, here's what you reported and here's what you reported every single year? We don't get those in the mail anymore. We can go online and look at them by creating a My Social Security account at ssa.gov, and I definitely recommend that everybody do that. One of the reasons they used to send us that statement is so that we could validate the numbers. Now, we don't get that in the mail anymore. We're still responsible for making sure that our Social Security record is accurate. So if you create an account, you can go online and you can look at that information for yourself. Anyway, we look from year to year to year how much you reported to Social Security as far as taxable wages. We pull out of your record the highest reported 35 years of paying in, and these are indexed, which means, what you paid 30 years ago is going to be converted to today's dollars. Your highest 35 years added together. Now, what I want people to know is that it's always got to be 35 numbers that we add up. So zeros do count. If, for example, I paid into Social Security for 10 years, I got 4 quarters per year, there's my 40. I can get a benefit. But if that's all I have, then I have those 10 years with dollar amounts, and I also have 25 other years with zeros. Right? Zeros count. I add up the highest 35 things, including any zeros I need, so that I have 35 things to add up, and then I divide my total by 420. And the reason I'm doing that is because we're looking for a monthly average. There are 420 months in a 35-year period of time. Once I get that average, that AIM, my high 35, then it is plugged against 3 lines of formula. You can see the formulas here. These 2 are for 2022. The dollars change each year, and those dollar amounts are called bend points in the Social Security office. Okay, so I get 90% of my first $1,024 of AIM plus 32% of the next $5,148 plus 15% of everything over the top of those first 2 numbers. We add it up. Social Security calls that my primary insurance amount, or PIA. What you and I call it is our Social Security benefit at our full retirement age, which for most of us is going to be 67. If we draw early, we have a penalty. If we draw late, we have an enhancement, but it was all predicated on this right here. That's where your full retirement age number came from, making a couple of assumptions. That you're going to keep working until that age, and that you're also going to keep making what you're making right now. Now, do be aware if you change either of those assumptions, for example, you stop working when you're 56 years old and you don't work and pay in until you're 62, you're not going to get what they're showing you. Right? You changed an assumption. Now, our full retirement age is, again, for most of us, 67. But regardless of what our full retirement age is, we can sign up as young as 62. So the question that I specifically received was, is that a good idea? The gentleman that asked me about it said, I'm getting all of this information from these financial companies that tell me I should sign up for Social Security just as soon as I can. Is that true? Maybe. Maybe it's true. I think it makes sense for some of us to sign up for Social Security as young as we can, which is age 62. But it also makes sense for some of us to wait until we're 67 or maybe even wait until we're 70 when we can get the enhanced benefits. What we need to think about, so I'm not giving you advice and I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not selling financial products or services. I deal in information. What we need to think about is our health, our DNA, our financial need. If I'm not healthy, if my family generally doesn't live for a long time, if I need the money, then regardless of whether I have a penalty or not, I may go sign up. And on the flip side of that coin, if my health is great, I think I'm going to live for a long time, my family generally does, I don't need the money, then waiting to collect Social Security results in me getting a bigger Social Security payment. So maybe I'm jumping ahead. If you don't know anything about this, let me step back for 1 second and explain the chart that's on the screen right now. I'm going to use the line at the bottom. If you were born 1960 or later, then yes, your full retirement age for Social Security is 67. Even though that's true, you could sign up as young as 62. But if you sign up under your full retirement age, then you are agreeing to a penalty. The penalty is approximately, so I'm rounding, 0.520 per month for every month that you're drawing early. If I'm on that bottom row and my full retirement age is 67, but I sign up at 62, then I've signed up 5 years early. The penalty's monthly. There are 12 months to a year. 12 times 5 is 60. So I've signed up 60 months early if I go in at 62. With a 0.520 per month penalty for 60 months, I'm looking at a 30% financial penalty. So under the column that says age 62, I've indicated that you're getting 70% of your benefit. The rest is gone as a penalty for drawing early. If you wait until you are 63 to go sign up, you are only drawing 48 months early. Now you only have a 25% penalty. If you want to get 100%, you can't start collecting until you are your full retirement age, which on that bottom row is 67. So under column 67, you see you're getting your 100% right there. You don't want to draw at 67, you don't need the money, again, you're doing really good, your health is fantastic, then maybe you wait. Every year that you delay enrollment in Social Security's retirement program beyond your full retirement age, your benefits are increased 8%, up to a maximum of age 70. So if I waited until I was 70 on that bottom row, then I could get 124% of my estimated benefit, but only if I wait until I'm 70 to begin collecting. Now, a couple of things I want to explain to you. The penalty's monthly. I'm only showing you full years on the chart, but every month that you're closer to that full retirement age, that penalty has gone down by 0.520. And the enhancement beyond your full retirement age is 8% per year. I jumped all the way from 67 to 70 simply so that I could fit everything on one page, but there would be a 68 and a 69 and then 1 through 11 months under each of those ages as well. I just wanted to keep it limited to one page, like I said. So when I'm saying I'm trying to decide if I want to sign up at 62 or not, I'm considering my health, I'm considering my financial need and all of that. Okay, am I willing to accept this 30% financial penalty or not? That's going to be a different answer for every single person. A lot of times, people that come into my class will say, well, I want to know what my break-even point is. And it is something that I help people with. You hear a lot of people talking about it. The break-even point is based on this concept. I will die the same day, regardless of when I sign up for Social Security. So if I sign up early, I get more checks before I die, but they're smaller dollar amounts. If I wait to sign up, I get fewer checks before I die, but they're larger dollar amounts. So when do those two pots of money equal the same amount of dollars? That's my break-even point. Okay, so I may be not only thinking about my health, thinking about my family's longevity, thinking about my financial situation, but I might also want to know, if I wait, how long will I have to live to get that same amount of money that I could have gotten if I drew early? So it's pretty simple if you know how to do it. I've got a simple worksheet that I created here on my screen for you, but I can talk you through it. Line 1 of my worksheet, what you would do is look at your Social Security statement, and where it says this is what you could get at 67, write that number down. When you look at your Social Security statement and it says this is what you could get at 62, write that number down. If you start drawing at age 62, how many payments could you get from Social Security by the time you hit age 67? Now, this is where I did my 67 minus 62 is 5 years at 12 months per 60 months. So you see on line 3, I wrote down I would be collecting for 60 months. Okay, in this example, if I can get $1,822 a month for 60 months, how much money could I receive between age 62 and 67? When I multiply those two numbers together, I get $109,320. Okay, that's what I could get for drawing early, that first 5 years. But if I wait, I get a bigger check. How much bigger is it? I'm going to subtract my age 62 number from my age 67 number. In this example, if I wait, I would get an extra $902 a month. How long do I have to collect an extra $902 a month before it totals $109,320? That's the question. So when I divide my $109,320 by the extra $902 I would get for waiting, I get an answer of 121.2. That's the number of months. So I divide that by 12. It's 10.1 years. My full retirement age is 67. If I add 10.1 years to that, I get 77.1. How do I feel about that? If I believe that I'm going to live to be older than 77.1, maybe I'm going to decide to wait to collect my Social Security because I believe that I'm going to live past my break-even point, and everything I get after age 77.1 is extra. If I don't believe that I'm going to live to be at least 77.1, then maybe I'm going to make a decision to sign up for my Social Security early because I don't feel like I'm going to get to my break-even point. You could do the same thing between age 67 and 70. Okay, if I draw at 67, how much do I get? How much could I get in total by the time I have my 70th birthday? Versus if I wait until I'm 70, how much more would I get every month? And how long would I have to collect that extra before I break even? I would add those number of months to age 70 in order to work out my break even point at that point. Okay, that's just a little bit. That's just a little bit about Social Security. Definitely, we didn't talk about all of the things that you should think about in making your decision. We didn't talk about the taxes for Social Security. We didn't talk about other people that can get money from Social Security once you start drawing. We didn't talk about all of that. But I'm going to cut it off here because I have answered the question that I received. If you have questions about Social Security or Medicare or retirement or insurances, by all means, please send me a message. Let me know what your question is so that I can answer it for you as well. I can't cover everything in a short video, and I try to cap these at 15 to 20 minutes, so I'm coming up on that 20-minute mark. You have questions? Let me know. Go ahead and drop them in the comments or send me a personal message. Take care of yourself. Thank you so much for watching.